Hi, today I'll be walking you through the Outlook integration with NAV 2017. So as you can see, we're in Outlook, their web app, and I've got an email here from a client asking to buy 5 chairs. So to open the NAV integration, we're going to go to the top right and click on the NAV symbol. This will open a pane. When we click on new, we can do sales orders, sales invoices, or credit memos. If we click on contact insight, we're going to get some information about the customer. So here we have the details section, which shows some details. Just above that, we have the map section. And if I had an address on this customer, a map would show up. But in the detailed section here, we have the balance, the past due, the year to date, and the last year to date. We can drill down on these just like we would in NAV by clicking on them. And here you can see overdue invoices highlighted in red, just like they would be in NAV. So we'll go back and we'll scroll down a little further and we can see our aged accounts receivable here. And by hovering our mouse over the columns, we can see the value of those aged accounts receivable. As we scroll down, we get tiles just like we would in NAV, and we can click on these tiles, for example, the sales quotes one, and we get our sales quote. If we want to look at some more information on a sales quote, we click on it just like we would in NAV, and it's going to open up the sales quote. From here, we're able to look at the information on the sales quote, edit it if we want, and email it out to a customer if we want. To edit it, we just press the edit button. But for now, we're going to go back and we'll have a look at a bit more of the information in this NAV panel. So as we scroll down, we have the customer statistics section where it shows balances again, sales, services, some other useful information, and then we have our dimensions at the bottom. So as this customer is emailed and asked for 5 chairs, I'm going to do a sales quote for them. So we'll click on the plus sign at the top of the page here. And now we will do a sales quote. We can just as easily do a sales invoice or a sales order. But for this example, we're going to do a sales quote. So we click on sales quote and we get an overdue balance warning, just like in NAV. So I'll just exit out of this. The general tab here you can see is already filled in because the email address of this customer is associated with the customer card in NAV, so it knows who it's looking for and it's already filled out the general tab for us. So now in the lines section, I'm going to go in and I'm going to click on lines and then items. Now they haven't provided us with an item number, so I'll use the drop down and I will search for a London swivel chair. There it is. So we'll click on that. And now if we click in the item field by pressing enter, we'll skip over to the description, enter once more, and we get the location. I'm happy with that. Enter again, and now we're going to enter the quantity here. So we'll just hit 5. Quantity to assemble, we'll leave that. The price is $190. We enter across, we got the posting groups, we have the price without tax. And then if we enter across one more, we'll be able to have a look at the item line discounts. So we're going to leave that. I'm happy. That's all the customers asked for. We'll scroll down. Here you can do invoice discounts, just as you would in NAV. And then we have invoice details, which we can open up by clicking on the blue tab and it'll expand. We can do show more, again, very similar to NAV. The screen is just being compressed, so all this information will fit in the pane that it has been assigned, but all the information's there. You can do the same for shipping and foreign trade. But for this example, we're going to say the quote is finished, and we'll come up to the top. And if we go up to the top, we can click on these 3 buttons and we can email this to a customer, or we can convert it to an order, check the statistics, anything we want. By pressing exit, we're saving that to NAV. So we could either go to the NAV down the bottom, or we can go back to Contact Insights. And now when we have a look at the tile for sales quotes, before it said we had 4 sales quotes, now it says we have 5. So we can click on that, and our sales quote is the one at the bottom. So naturally we could click on this and go have a look at the sales quote. So there's all the information we entered. And now if we go and have a look at our NAV environment here, we're just going to have to quickly type in sales quotes. And at the bottom of our sales quotes page, we have the sales quote we entered in Outlook. We click on this and all the information is exactly the same as we entered in Outlook.